Ladies and gentlemen, NIO $1 trillion potential clashes with new U.S. chip restrictions. Discover why NIO stock is struggling amidst these challenges. NIO TRIP presents a $1 trillion opportunity for NIO, and it could license its technology. But why is NIO stock falling? As you may have seen, NIO stock has dropped significantly in the past few days, and we can all blame Joe Biden for it. So, what happened? And what are the deeper impacts and bigger dangers because of Joe Biden? Exactly. Joe Biden has floated some new chip restrictions that could severely harm NIO and its future products as well. So look at this. The major chip stocks started to fall after Biden reportedly considered imposing more restrictions to stop sales to China. The US has floated strict trade rules to control China chip industry. And this is big news reported by Bloomberg News that the U.S. President Joe Biden administration was weighing a measure known as the Foreign Direct Product Rule, which would allow the U.S. to block the sale of any product to China if it was made using American technology. This is huge news. Nvidia or X chip. Exactly, there are 4 in every NIO car, and it uses Nvidia technology and TSMC manufacturing technology as well. So it's on that list, which could be restricted. And if NIO doesn't get these chips, it will be a big problem for them. If every car needs 4 chips, these chips will run out very quickly. So if this ever happens, NIO will start stockpiling these chips. Exactly. They will buy all the chips and create a stockpile. But the most important thing is that if these are made with American technology, then NIO Revolutionary New Chip and NX931 are truly game-changing. Absolutely right. They are among the best. And it is equivalent to 4 of Nvidia Orin X chips. Revolutionary game-changing technology. In China, it has been nicknamed the God Brain. Absolutely. This is what it's actually called there. However, there are no semiconductor manufacturers in China that can produce it. This is a key point. Absolutely. NIO has to rely on TSMC to produce these 5nm chips, while China itself can only produce chips up to 7nm. So, NIO has no way to manufacture these chips domestically in China. They have to rely on TSMC to produce these chips. And TSMC, absolutely, has its own manufacturing technology, as you know. Yes, maybe this too. So, it can be included in this list. So, this also means that future chips might not be able to be produced by TSMC and might fall under Joe Biden restrictions. And Onvo also uses an Orin X chip. Absolutely. So, if the Orin X chip falls under Joe Biden block, it means that Onvo cars are also in trouble. Alright, so pray that Joe Biden does not win the election. Otherwise, this will be very bad for Chinese stocks, very bad for Chinese chips. Absolutely. And, well, I think neither of them is very good for Chinese stocks. And Bloomberg says that at the moment, most Chinese firms do not have a preference for either because both are equally bad for Chinese companies. You know, one has massive tariffs and is anti-China all day long. The other wants to restrict China's semiconductor business. In a sense, both are equally bad. Both are equally bad for Chinese stocks. If this goes through, absolutely. What Joe Biden is saying he will do and actually does, and limits the products. Chips made with American technology cannot be sold to China. Then this will have a huge impact. NIO entire autonomous driving system, which is currently based on the latest shifts, will need to find a different path. And this task will be very difficult. Extremely difficult. Alright. So we hope that this situation doesn't occur. And honestly, NIO has a $1 trillion opportunity to license its technology like Huawei. We've seen that NIO licensed its technology to 7 with a very good royalty deal, etc. And this in itself is a $1 trillion opportunity. And the fact is that they have their own chip. If NIO manages to find a domestic producer that is safe from all the Joe Biden or Trump issues, and if they can produce this chip in China, NIO will have a good day. And they can sell this chip to everyone. NIO will be the only one in China, apart from Huawei, that has this kind of autonomous driving chip, and they will become big competitors. But in reality, the NIO chip is a revolutionary thing. And you can also license your autonomous driving technology. They are already licensing their battery swap technology. So, product licensing and technology licensing will be a huge deal going forward, worth trillions of dollars. And it is great that NIO is developing its own chips. XPeng is also developing its own chips. Li Auto is also developing its own chips. You can see that this is becoming a trend. They can't rely too much on Nvidia or other foreign companies because they are always at risk of these trade restrictions or bans, which seem inevitable, whether Joe Biden or Trump does it. So this is a kind of guaranteed situation. You have no other option but to make your own chips. Now, what can NIO do? Well, NIO is already doing everything it can. They are making things in-house. But beyond that, they can only pray. We can only pray that things get better. We can only pray that the US stops using chips as a weapon, as a political weapon against China, and that everything doesn't turn into politics. It's very unfortunate. And the fact that Chinese companies or NIO have to face obstacles because Joe Biden enforces such rules is very foolish. But we can only pray that, these rules don't apply. And Nvidia continues to sell chips to NIO until the product switches and everything moves to the Gen 3 platform with the NX931 chip. And after that, hopefully, its production won't be hindered by any foolish rules that Joe Biden or Trump might come up with that could stop its production. It would be very foolish in my opinion if that happens. But other than that, hopefully, maybe, NIO can find a way to make its own chips, although it's a very expensive process. Fabrication is extremely costly. So I don't think this will ever happen, to be honest. But hopefully, some Chinese firms can find a way in China to make 5nm chips, and then NIO can shift its production there. They would be safe from all this nonsense that Joe Biden and Trump are throwing at China. This would really be helpful for NIO. So hopefully, we are praying for China that they can make these chips domestically in China. Hopefully, these rules don't apply. This is why NIO stock is falling. NIO faces a $1 trillion opportunity with its technology, but is struggling due to potential US chip restrictions under Biden. New trade rules could block chip sales to China, impacting NIO supply and production. Despite NIO advancements, reliance on foreign chip technology is a major risk. If restrictions continue, NIO might struggle to maintain its edge and stock value. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.